Hi everybody, it's Chris from the Evermore podcast, your Newcastle United podcast and the Evermore YouTube channel. We're back with another Rumour Has It video where we're talking about players who've been linked to the club through this summer window, which is obviously just opened Friday, just gone there. So just before I get started, there's a little bit of housekeeping there. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. We've had loads of new subscribers recently. We're sitting at about the 955 mark, so we're so close to that magic 1,000. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed. If you haven't already, please click that button, hit the notification bell, and every time we do one of these videos, you'll be reminded to jump on and have a look. And we'd love you to get us to that 1,000 as soon as we possibly can, because it'll be a hell of an achievement. And we really appreciate all the lovely comments we've had from the content over the last few weeks. So listen, let's get stuck into this. So this player we're going to talk about is probably a little bit out of our reach. I think predominantly it's been kind of thrown in there by journalists who are saying that Newcastle United have expressed their interest, have shown their interest, but I think this player might potentially just be a little bit out of our reach in terms of what he's potentially looking at. But we thought we'd cover him because there's been a serious media frenzy or social media frenzy even about this player. And I can't believe some of the comments I've seen. We love the comments and we love people's opinions. That's why we do this. We have opinions. That's why we do these videos. There's not ITKs. It's just the rumours. And we're going through them and telling you what we think about the players. But there's been a lot of negative reaction to this player, and I'm absolutely astounded by it, to be honest with you. So let's get stuck right into it. The player I'm talking about, of course, is Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City, the 25-year-old Brazilian. Now, just before we kind of look at the stats in a bit of detail, you can clearly see from Mark's slide, it's all green predominantly in terms of an attacking player. But like I say, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I just don't see why anybody would have a problem with us signing this kid. He's got pace, skill. He can beat a player. He's won, I think it's 4 Premier League titles with Manchester City. He's 25 years old. He's Brazilian. He's scored 58 goals in 159 appearances for Man City. He's got 19 and 56 for Brazil. This lad is a massive, massive player. We're going to cover some of the clubs that are after him in a minute, which makes me think that we're kind of way down the pecking order. But if Newcastle had a chance of getting this player, I mean, let's put things into perspective, guys. We're talking about Dwight Gale leaving for Middlesbrough. Dwight Gale has been at this club far too long, way longer than he should have been. If you can replace Dwight Gale with a 25-year-old Gabriel Jesus, then Jesus, you've got to take it, surely. But let's have a look at the stats just before we kind of get stuck into the nitty-gritty of who we probably think is going to get this player. But you can see there, so Mark's bashed up the slides, the goals per 90 minutes over the top 5 European leagues. You can see there, he's getting 0.48 goals per game, so he's in the 71 percentile. His total for this season just gone was 8 goals and 28 Premier League appearances and 8 assists. In the previous year, 29 and 9 with 4 assists. So you can see he's kind of consistent there. He's not a 20-goal-a-season striker, but he is a striker that can make things happen, can make assists as well, which you can see there. Yes, the stats are heavily weighted because he's in, probably the best team, well, definitely the best team in the Premier League, if not the best team in the world, really, in terms of Manchester City. So he's getting 0.36 assists a game. He's in the 97 percentile, but when you've got that level of attacking talent available to you, then of course he's going to score high on that particular statistics. I like his shots as well. He's taken 2.9 shots a match, so he's in the 72 percentile. He's got 38 of them on target, which is kind of 57%, and his goal-to-shot ratio is 0.15, which gives him a percentage of 64%. It's not too bad, that, he'd be a very good kind of number. I suppose number 10 is the wrong word, but like a second striker that could play off Callum Wilson if we were going to go for that kind of 2 up front, or if you played him in a front 3, for example, potentially with some maximum. And Callum Wilson, you've got a fantastic front 3 there. We still haven't signed, Moussa Diarby yet. I really hope that we do. But, if you can get someone like Gabriel Jesus for, what the figures they're talking about are between 45 to 55 million. Yes, Diarby's younger and potentially in that position might be a better player because he wouldn't want to be through the middle as the main striker. I think that's probably the big thing, one of the big things that would stop us signing Gabriel Jesus. And obviously with the Ekitike noise still rumbling on, the kind of improved figures and discussions have been going through the motions over the last few days. I think the Ekitike deal will still come off. A lot of the journalists and main journalists that are involved in kind of French transfer news as well, that seem to be very confident that there could be a breakthrough in this double deal for Ekitike and Botman. And, the French press don't seem to over-elaborate as much as potentially we do in terms of links to players. So there's got to be a bit of weight in that for me. There's a bit of a concern about Ekitike's injury record, it's got to be said. And the hamstrings, I think, have flared up again. But I think that deal will happen. And, with the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Real Madrid even interested in Jesus, I don't think we're going to be anywhere near, attracting the player to come to the club. But you just don't know with these things. He might be settled in the north of England. He might like the Premier League. He might fancy staying around in the north of the country. Who knows? But I think it's more likely he's probably going to end up in an Arsenal shirt or a Real Madrid shirt, the way things are going there. But listen, you can see from the heat map there as well, just before we jump off the stat slides, he's a very busy player. He can pull wide, he can come deep for the ball, he can switch to the left, switch to the right, he can play through the central. We've seen what he's all about, these last couple of seasons, really, where he's kind of come to the fore, when Aguero was starting to come towards the end of his career, obviously before that horrendous heart complication issue, caused him to retire probably way too soon. But Jesus was really stepping up, and he was banging in goals. He was playing well. He was leading the line. Obviously they've signed Erling Haaland, and there's no room for Jesus kind of to lead that Manchester City line. But that doesn't mean he's a bad player. But as I said, I can see him, if he's going to stay in this country, I can see him probably at an Arsenal. I think Arsenal need a player like that. They've obviously, Aubameyang's gone to Barca and rediscovered his scoring touch. Talking about Lacazette going back to France, he's kind of finished really in the Arsenal squad. So I think Jesus would be a great signing for Arsenal, and I really think that Arsenal push the boat out to get them. Obviously, they can offer him European football, which we can't. Yes, it's Europa, but it's still European football nonetheless. And obviously the bright lights of the capital may sway him. I don't know why. It's nothing compared to the Quayside. I've been on both, and I know where I'd rather be. But yeah, I mean, looking at that, I think we're real long shots at Gabriel Jesus. But I can't understand why Newcastle fans wouldn't be interested in signing this. Let us know in the comments below why you don't think you'd want him. I think we're miles away from it anyway. But for me, if he was to cover this club, I think it would be unbelievable, and I think we would, we'd be shouting his name from level 7 in St James's Park, to be honest with you. But yeah, so we just thought we'd give him a little bit of coverage, as it has been going through the rounds on social media. We'll be back with another Rumour Has It video very soon. We've got a lot of players to cover, these next few weeks, and hopefully we'll be back with some breaking news to say that the Botman and Ekatike deals are hopefully done. Again, no ITKs, just the facts. That's what we talk about. And tune in on Wednesday. We'll be back with some more evermore. And if you want to be reminded of all those videos, remember to click like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. And every time we do one of these, it'll pop up on your feed and let you know that the video is up and running, or we're going to go live. So until then, this is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team, we call United, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.